Williams in the evenings, but middays just got lit on KBLA Talk 1580.
We on fire.
All across America, people are talking about our new midday lineup. Starting Monday, January 6th, our KBLA 1580 app downloads are on fire because everybody's going to be tuning in.
Yes, I love you guys. You are the bomb.
Now would be a good time to hit up SMB at KBLA1580.com if you want folks to hear about your business or brand. That's SMB at KBLA1580.com. It's going up in 2025 on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's going up.
That's what I want.
Keep it nappy and I do what make me happy and nobody can deny me that I'm blessed. I might be rough around the edges, maybe yes. I keep it nappy and I do what make me happy and nobody can deny me that I'm blessed. Self-preservation, self-elevation. These days deserve celebration. No hesitation, no reservation. Go for the big leagues, no relegation. Let's celebrate life, kick back and take 5. And give thanks to the source that create life. To see a sunset or see a sunrise. And see my son born with these same eyes. To see my son smile bright in every gray sky. He's growing so fast, that's why every day I give it 100, now stop at 90. Praise the Almighty, the Father and 90.
KBLA Talk 1580. Yes, indeed. I'm excited. I'm so happy to welcome in someone to start off our year the right way. She is one of the world's most requested motivational speakers, a media personality, and a corporate CEO whose global platform has reached close to 80 million people, from a struggling mom on public assistance to a millionaire entrepreneur. Her courage and her determination has inspired fans worldwide and helped audiences break through to discover their own untapped talents and infinite potential. Lisa Nichols is also an author, and I'm so excited to have you back in the space. Good morning.
Oh, thank you so much. And you forgot to say a homegirl right here from LA. I've been listening to you for years. I'm so excited. I was so excited to hear about us having a chance to reconnect.
Yes, indeed, because it's been a minute. I was on a different radio station, and I was very inspired by you then. But I track you. You know, I'm watching all the amazing things you're doing on social media and in the marketplace, and I'm really proud of you. I just congratulate you for your insanely consistent trajectory.
Thank you. Thank you so much. You know, it's funny because I just moved back a year ago to Los Angeles from the Bahamas. I lived there for a few years. And I was driving down the same streets that 30 years ago I was so insecure on. I was so troubled. I had so much emotional chaos. And it was really interesting and exciting to revisit the same street, whether it be Van Ness or Crenshaw or La Brea, but with a whole new me. A whole new mindset, a whole new me. So I'm excited about this conversation because your environment may stay the same, but who you are in it doesn't have to.
That's so key, because I think it's easy to feel like, oh, I'm not moving because I'm still on the same street, the same city, the same job, the same marriage. Right. But you're saying it's us. It's not the environment around us.
No. I want to share 4 things with you. I spent some time preparing for our conversation because I want to give my community, because this is home for me.
Yay.
So this conversation is intimate for me. And there are 4 things. There are many more, but if you want to start with 4 things that really can shift the trajectory around you. And when your mind changes and your actions change, everything around you has to fall in order and change as well.
Okay.
Which is encouraging.
Yes, it is.
Because it keeps you in the driver's seat right now more than any, with all of the turbulence and the change and the uncertainty, you have to know what you control. So 80% of people normally keep their minds in their circle of concern versus keeping their mind in their circle of influence. And when your mind is in your circle of concern, and that is the things you can't really change, the COVID, the politics to some degree, we have influence over it, but we cannot 100% control it.
Right.
When your mind is there 80% of the time, you feel like life is happening to you versus keeping your mind in your circle of influence. So today, I want to share just a few things that can move your real estate from your circle of concern to your circle of influence in 2025.
Great. Great.
And whenever you're ready.
I'm ready. I'm ready. I hope I'm ready. I think I'm ready.
Yeah, you are. Girl, you wake up ready. I listen to you all the time. It's been one of my greatest pleasures coming back to LA to be reconnected with you from a distance and now up close. So number one, we hear this all the time. What are you doing differently in 2025? So I want you to write this down. Anyone listening, write this down. Establish your rear view mirror. And what I mean by that is what's in your rear view mirror from 2024 that doesn't get to occupy real estate in 2025. You have to make a clear, definitive decision because those little creepers will try to creep into your 2025. So what behaviors are you not bringing in 2025? You have to give them an eviction notice. What mindset, what belief system doesn't get to have real estate in 2025? You got to give it notice. And oh, by the way, what people? Like behaviors, mindset, and people. What are your thoughts, your actions, and also the people that don't get to have as much or any of your 2025? That's super important that you know that and you establish that.
Yes, I love that. So that's
number
one.
two.
Here comes number two. Yeah, girl, I'm taking notes for sure.
Okay. Number two. So this is a time everyone's setting up New Year's resolutions. I'm going to tell you stop because New Year's resolutions, literally by March, 88% of the people who set them don't even remember what they were. And by June, you don't want to talk about them.
Right.
So instead, what are clear, measurable outcomes? And not only do you want to set it for the year, set them for the quarter. 12 months is a long time. A lot happens. Life is lifing. So set clear, measurable, quarterly outcomes. What do you want to happen by March 30th? Now, when I say clear and measurable, Dominique, I mean you have to be able to track it. You have to be able to talk about it. It's not just, I want to lose weight. I want to lose 7 pounds by March 31st. I want to lose 7 pounds and then set realistic dates. Often we don't hit our goals, not based on the goal not being realistic, but the date is not realistic. Okay. Be kind to your mind. Be kind to your mind. Your goal is supposed to stretch you, not stress you.
Right. That makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. So trackable, but also realistic in terms of the date.
Yes. Yeah. So you have to remember that when you set a goal, it releases endorphins momentarily. It makes you excited. You feel this jolt. And then from that point forward, you feel stress if it's not realistic. So don't just go for that temporary high. Go for that outcome. Like, no, I want to set a realistic goal that I know I can hit. Because every time, Dominique, you hit a goal that you set for yourself, you create more belief in what you can do. So start with bite-sized, tiny goals that feel like they're super easy. But when you hit them, you'll start stretching that. So don't feel like you need to go gladiator style from point one. Like, set something measurable. Don't do 30 pounds by March. Do 10 pounds by March, and then be consistent. And then do another 15 pounds by June. Like, be kind to yourself.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so one is establish a rear view mirror. Two is clear, measurable outcomes.
I love you. I can see how serious you are. You're like, look, let me get
I
mine
am
right
not
now.
playing. Look, I'm not playing, because I feel
I
like
know I do.
when our minds are open to making change and when we're in that space, I feel like we got to push the line on on ourselves a little bit. And that's why
I
it's
agree.
so awesome that you're here. Yeah.
I agree. You have to remember that in 1994, I was at the Government's Assistance Building here in LA getting on county, getting on food stamps. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for the community-based organizations that gave me free turkey and a box of stuffing at Thanksgiving. I'm so grateful for WIC, Women, Infant, and Children, that gave me free cheese, free pasta. I'm so grateful for all that. So I'm not saying this stuff from a mountaintop. I had to climb. I went to Fauché. I went to Dorsey. I found out at 25 that I'm functionally dyslexic. It would
Wow.
take me 6 months to finish one book, Dominique. So your girl ain't talking from just like, esoteric
I,
theory, goal setting. I needed to rescue myself.
I didn't know you were Dorsey Dawn, and I and I love that you needed to rescue yourself.
I did. I did. And I knew that I had something in me. And if you're listening to my voice and you feel like you have something in you, there's a possibility, baby, jumping in your belly and your chest and your heart. You're not wrong. That's so important for you to know you're not wrong. And I don't care if you have that feeling at 65 or you have that feeling at 16. You're right. There's something in you waiting to be born through you. And the only distance between you and it coming out are your choices, your behaviors, your action, your mindset. That's the good news. That the environment, who's in the public office right now, that doesn't determine your possibility. The economic status right now, the GOP, the financial environment, that doesn't determine your possibility. Yes, it means you may have to work harder. Yes, it may mean you have to adjust and pivot your strategy, but that doesn't determine your trajectory. It doesn't determine your altitude. I have to hold on to that, Dominique. And I look up now, and my life is unrecognizable.
Wow.
A little girl from South Central living between the Harlem Crip 30s and the Rolling 60s, having 3 fights a week to get home from school, functionally dyslexic, barely passing math and science and English at Dorsey, turning around and having 10 bestsellers and traveling the globe. I'm packing my bags now on my way to Dubai. You can't tell me it's not possible for all of us. That kind of blessing isn't just available to some of us. I didn't get a hookup. So, number 3.
Number 3.
Set up your multiple income stream strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this right here, I've been blessed enough to be mentored by some of the biggest, baddest people on the planet. I hooked my caboose to them. I was like a little leech. They couldn't get rid of me, Dominique. I was making photocopies and coffee for the people I wanted to learn from. Every day I would get up, write this down. Every day I would get up and I would kill my she-go.
Mm-hmm.
That's your female ego. So sometimes when you've accomplished a lot or you're older, your ego gets in the way of your learning. Wake up every day and tell your ego, or ladies, your she-go, you can't come with me today. You can't get in the way of my learning. This is a new season for learning. This is a new season for reset, redesign, a recommitment, re-energize. This is the re-season. Write that down. This is my re-season. Reset, redesign, reorganize, recommit, reinvigorate. So a part of that is setting up your multiple income stream strategy. If you have one income, you're going to struggle. You're going to worry. If you have 2 incomes, you actually have small reprieve. Not much, But when you build 3 to 5 income streams, now you're building yourself for generational wealth. I know for some of us that sounds foreign, but we need to become familiar with that.
That doesn't necessarily mean 3 to 5 jobs. It means 3 to 5 things that are
Not at
bringing
all.
in resources, right?
Exactly. So when you recognize that when you set up your revenue stream, you can set up 2 or 3 of those. It'll take some time, and you got to build it. I'm not talking about a 3-month strategy, Dominique, or not even a 2025 strategy. This is a 3-year strategy.
Mm-hmm.
But you're going to get 3 years older anyway. You might as well get 3 years older building a financial empire. Hello.
Yeah.
Right? The last time we talked, we both were like 15 years younger than we are now.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Yes.
And so you want to build up revenue streams that have multiple income. I know you probably have to go to commercial, so you tell me when.
Well, and luckily we don't look like what we've been through, right? It's 15 years since we talked.
Hello.
But yeah, I love this 3 to 5 income streams, a 3-year strategy. And this was our third point, which is set up multiple income stream strategy for yourself. We'll continue with inspirational speaker, author, and CEO Lisa Nichols when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
Say the quiet part out loud. KBLA Talk 1580.
Somebody bring out the confetti, baby!
Starting Monday, January 6th, KBLA Talk 1580 has a new midday lineup.
I'm excited.
Are you ready for Tavis Smiley, Dr. Cornell West, Jesse Jackson Jr., D.L. Hughley, and E. Quarterly Corte back-to-back?
Oh, my God.
Are you really ready for all this smoke?
I'm ready, brother.
Yes, we still have Dominique DiPrima in the mornings and Zoe Williams in the evenings, but middays just got lit on KBLA Talk 1580.
We on fire.
All across America, people are talking about our new midday lineup. Starting Monday, January 6th, our KBLA 1580 app downloads are on fire because everybody's going to be tuning in.
Yes, I love you guys. You are the bomb.
Now would be a good time to hit up SMB at KBLA1580.com if you want folks to hear about your business or brand. That's SMB at KBLA1580.com. It's going up in 2025 on KBLA Talk 1580.
It's going up.
That's what I want.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code TOOL for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code TOOL for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code TOOL.
So this new dose is... nope, that's not it. The price is nowhere to be found.
Mr. Green? Hi, it's all good. We've got this.
This is not just help from a Walgreens pharmacist.
Oh, new prescriptions. Cool. Let me check to see if these are the lowest cost options covered by your Medicare plan.
Oh, that's great. Thank you.
This is someone supporting you every step of the way. Chat with a pharmacist today to find help saving. This is the human kind of help. Walgreens.
I occasionally have nerve discomfort in my hands, so the things I love to do...
Let's play something, Grandma.
...became difficult as I got older.
If you have occasional stabbing and burning in your hands and feet, try Nervive Nerve Relief. Nervive's clinically studied dose of alpha-lipoic acid reduces occasional nerve discomfort in as little as 7 days with continued daily use. Say yes to healthy nerves with Nervive Nerve Relief. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Thanks for waking up with Dominique DiPrima on KBLA Talk 1580.
And you're waking up today also with the author and motivational speaker Lisa Nichols, author of 10 books. I think most or all of them are bestsellers. And she's been kind enough to start us off for 2025 or wherever we are with four things that we can kind of give ourselves a launching pad with. She said number one was establish a rear view mirror. I love that. What gets no space in 2025? Set clear, measurable outcomes was number two. And to do it quarterly, which is a great alternative to some of the other systems we have. And then the third, she said, was set up your multiple income stream strategy. Not sure if you were done talking to us about that. I love the way you said breathing room because, many of us do live paycheck to paycheck. LA is expensive. And you see all the unhoused folks, and sometimes I think, but for the grace of God, there go I.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm not implying that any of this is a quick fix. This is the long-term game. So number one is when you're in an economic crisis or strain or living paycheck to paycheck, and God knows I was there for years, it's difficult to see the far vision, but we have to begin to play for the fourth quarter, not the first quarter. Mm-hmm. Because when you do long-term planning, it determines your decisions more. I read a book once that said poor people think month to month, wealthy people think year to year. And at the time, I was thinking week to week, girl. I was like, I can't even think to the month. And so I knew I needed a mindset shift. So imagine this, wherever your mind goes, your lifestyle has to follow.
Okay.
So the first thing is to create a real estate shift where your mind is. So that's where reading something different or reading. I wasn't a reader because reading is challenging for me because of my dyslexia. But I needed to find a way to feed my mind something differently. In this day and age, you have YouTube. You have audiobooks. You have all of these things. So make 2025 your personal development year. I'm going to grow me. I'm going to expand my mind. I'm going to be a student. If you drive more than 20 minutes, you're now rolling in a rolling university. Mm-hmm. Play something in the car that's going to push you, pull you, stretch you. I talk about multiple income streams. That's not fast, but when I tell you the transformation of your future lives in figuring this out. Now, I wouldn't dare introduce you to any of this without creating a space for you to deep dive with me and learn more, because that would just be dangling a carrot in front of you, and I definitely don't want to do that. So I just want to say for anyone here, go on my Instagram. I will give you more information. I'll unpack this because the multiple revenue streams, that's a big deal. So the way you do that is you look at all the things that you have and the things that you can create. The key is you should only be working 2 of those revenue streams all the time. The other ones you want to set up and establish. Now, what that can look like is if you want to, let's say, create a course on how to, we don't know how many things we do well. Let me use you as an example. Dominique, you are a master communicator, a master enroller, a master connector. Your IP, your intellectual property that you have is priceless. And yet, what we can't get caught up doing is getting paid for what we do versus getting paid for what we know.
Okay, that makes sense.
So I want to invite you. Yeah, I want to invite you and anyone else listening. If you've done something for years, you're a veteran. You're a legend in this area. What do you know that a newbie wants to know? Now, we're in the year and we're in the time of being able to package that information better than ever online and provide it. It's not like it was 20 years ago. So what can you package? 5 ways to create instant connection with and rapport with people. 5 ways to get your message out. You have a body of content that's phenomenal. So does the stay-at-home mom. So does the person working at an office all day. How do you stay organized? How do you bring that information? Someone wants to know that. You sell that online for $97, that's not a lot. But we have millions and millions and millions of people in Dubai, Slovenia, Kiev, Africa that want to know what you know. That's a revenue stream.
Yeah.
Online books. And so multiple revenue streams, that's a biggie, but it is something I want to stretch you to think about. And then the fourth, this is key. This is one of the main things that changed my life. I'm living here in South Central LA, but I started hooking my caboose from all over the world. So the fourth is hook your caboose to a safe, thriving community that makes you want to run. Now, this is not a community possibly that you're familiar with right now. It's not the old community. They can't know who you've always been. They have to meet the woman, the man that you're becoming. And you have to watch out, because if you're trying to do all of your future dreams in your current community, a lot of times people that you've known for 20 years will hold you, unconsciously hold you hostage to who you've always been versus holding you accountable to the person that you choose to become.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's kind of like you said, changing your mindset, changing your environment, your, not environment, but your circle, I guess.
Yeah, and you don't have to leave anyone behind. I still got all my friends, my family, I got that, but I have my family by birth, my family by geographical origin, and then I got my family by adoption. I got the people online. Some people I don't even see in person. We just connect online. I got the people online that they know that in 2025, I want to write another book. They know that in 2025, I want to break into mass media. They know the dreams I have. And so when we meet every other week, write this down, every other week for 59 minutes or less, the number one question to the 9 people on the phone or on Zoom is, what actions have you taken toward your goal? One question.
Yeah.
Safe accountability. There's no shaming. There's no blaming. There's just safe accountability. I know that we normally don't just have that, which is why my Instagram is Lisa, the number 2 Motivate. I create and curate those communities. But I create those communities, Dominique, because I was so lonely.
Okay. Lisa Nichols, we got a hard stop here for news, traffic, and sports. Can't wait to hear more on KBLA Talk 1580.
She's reclaiming her time on KBLA Talk 1580. More First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. The FBI believes 42-year-old American citizen and Army veteran Shamsud Dinjabar wasn't acting alone. And ISIS-flagged weapons and IEDs were found in his truck. He was killed in a shootout with police in New Orleans, injuring 2 officers. The World Health Organization urges China to share its coronavirus data to help prevent future pandemics. Scientists are divided on COVID's origins, with some suspecting a lab escape. China has not yet responded to the request. Texas advances in the college football playoff after a double overtime win against Arizona State in the Peach Bowl. They secured a 39-31 victory. Texas will play in the Cotton Bowl semifinal on January 10. And the New York City Public Library celebrates the return of its most overdue book, an Igor Stravinsky autobiography, 72 years after it was checked out. The borrower's son returned it just before Christmas. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Love your baby's teeth. Before that first tooth, wipe their gums with a washcloth. When those first teeth come in, use a soft toothbrush and just a tidbit of toothpaste, and take them to the dentist by their first birthday. Learn more at loveyourbabie'steeth.com. Brought to you by the LA County Department of Public Health.
Is this the This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Notre Dame and Georgia will play in the Sugar Bowl today in New Orleans at 1 p.m. Pacific time. The game was postponed for a day after Wednesday's terrorist attack in New Orleans French Quarter killed 50 15 people and injured more than 2 dozen. The Notre Dame, Georgia winner will play Penn State January 9th in the college football semifinals. Former Ram star Eric Dickerson will hold on to the NFL single-season rushing record for at least another year. Philadelphia running back Saquon Barkley will sit out the Eagles' final regular season game against the New York Giants. Barkley was only 105 yards short of breaking Dickerson's record. UCLA's women's basketball team, number 1 in the nation, remained unbeaten after beating Michigan Wednesday. 16 points and 10 assists for Bruins guard Kiki Rice. USC star Juju Watkins dropped 26 and the Trojans win over Nebraska. No debates, no speculation, just the info you need. That's your KBLA Sports Minute. I'm Ray Richardson. More news, opinions, and conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
If you're living with dry age-related macular degeneration or dry AMD, you may be at risk for developing geographic atrophy or GA. GA can be unpredictable and progress rapidly, leading to irreversible vision loss. Now there's something you can do to
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay is proven to slow GA progression.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Izervay or avacincaptad pagel is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com.
You okay?
I can't sleep with this cough.
Sounds like you need to vaporize that cold.
Vaporize?
Yeah, with NyQuil VapoCool. It's NyQuil plus a rush of Vicks vapors.
Whoa.
So you ready to get some sleep? Thank you, NyQuil VapoCool.
NyQuil VapoCool, the vaporizing nighttime coughing, aching, fever, best sleep with a cold medicine. And to vaporize sore throat pain, try Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Here they come, y'all. Here they come. Here they come, y'all. Here they come.
Get out the way. Move.
First things first with Dominique DiPrima at 6 a.m. Tavis Smiley at 9 a.m. Truth Time with Dr. Cornell West and Nina Turner at 12 noon. Here they come, y'all. Here they come. Here they come, y'all. Here they come.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
The Jesse Jackson Jr. Show at 1 p.m. The D.L. Hughley Afternoon Show at 2 p.m. A More Perfect Union with Dr. Nee Quarterly Quartet at 4 p.m. Here they come, y'all. Here they come. Here they come, y'all. Here they come.
Get out the way. Get out the way. Get out the way.
Tune in weekdays from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for the talk of the town. Only on KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about. Here they come, y'all. Here they come.
This is KBLA Talk 1580, where hate meets a scholarly match.
We're talking with a life coach, motivational speaker, and author, Lisa Nichols. And like she said, this is her hometown interview. So we have been through 4 things, but we were sort of delving into the 4th one, which is, you said, hook your caboose to a safe, thriving community that makes you want to run. And this is almost like giving ourselves a new circle, which can take us to new places or help us take ourselves to new places.
It's being committed to a circle of people who are destination-driven versus origin-driven.
Okay.
And that is real important because they may not look like you. They may not be your same nationality. They don't have the same background that you have. They're dreaming as big as you're dreaming.
Okay.
They want to run, soar, fly the way you want to run, soar, fly. So our natural tendency is to link to people that have a lot in common with us.
Right.
And I'm inviting you to disrupt that and to say the only thing that they need to have in common with you is that they're runners, they're leaders, they're gladiators, they're unicorns. They want something different. Something is being born through them as well. Everything else can be different.
Okay. So when you know, you'll know which is the right circle.
Yeah, well, you got to search for it. I mean, it's not like it's not going to arrive to your door like Amazon Prime. Not happening. Not happening. You have to connect. And Dominique, oftentimes I would sign up for free workshops. I would sign up for, especially now, the way that I started is very different because the world has changed. You can do a lot from your home now. I had to literally, go to the Marriott Hotel to this meeting. I had to go over to Sheridan to this meeting, and often I was the only woman in the room. I was the only African American in the room. I was the youngest in the room, and I had to climb over all of my discomforts, all of my limiting beliefs to say, whatever is in this room, I want to find out what's for me.
Yeah.
Now those rooms are both live and virtual. Like, find out who's talking about what you want to talk about. Do you want to build another business? Do you have a dream? Do you want to write a book? Do you want to, what are the things, what are the dormant dreams in your belly that life has smothered because you're so busy trying to survive? Go back, shake those dreams up. For these 4 things to work: setting clear goals that are measurable, attainable, quarterly. They have by-when dates. You put a real by-when date on the calendar. Whenever you set a goal, you cannot say someday and one day because you can't circle either one of those dates on the calendar. You can't even say by August. You want to say August 15th.
I gotcha.
September 19th. Specificity. Goals love specificity. And number 2, you want to, and I'm saying this out of order a little bit, you want to give notice to the things that will not come in your 2025. Give notice, serve eviction notices to mindsets, belief systems. That mindset that says, I'm not good enough, thank you very much, I've outgrown you. That mindset that says, I have to help everybody around me, thank you very much, I will be my own rescue first.
Yeah, that's great stuff. That's I know you gave us 4. That one right there is my number 1 about establishing that rear view mirror.
Yeah.
We're not doing that anymore. Good. Being very specific, as you said, and intentional. So during news, traffic, and sports, instead of listening to my colleagues, what I did was I went on motivatingthemasses.com, and I took the boldness barometer quiz. Very interesting stuff.
Yes, go girl, you did it.
I did it. Yeah, so explain what that is and why we might want to consider taking it.
Yeah, so when you want to transform your life, everything I'm about is transformation. Anything I touch, that's what I was born to do. So I'm always looking what produces transformation. First, you have to find out the dot that says you are here. If you went over to the Westview Mall and you want to find Macy's, you've never been there before, first thing you do is you find the kiosk and you look for the dot that says you are here. You got to first know where you start to know how to get to where you're going. That boldness barometer allows you to see where you're starting. It allows you to see how are you playing in your own life. Are you cautious to your own detriment? Are you exploring, but can you stretch further? Are you a fearless visionary, but you can turn up the notch? Right? So I love this. I just did this boldness barometer just in December. I created it because I wanted everyone who's in my community to be able to go, where am I starting and how bold I'm playing in my own life? Your job is to protect your future memories of yourself. You don't want to get to the last 2 years of your life, look back in your life and go, man, I didn't leap as much as I could have leaped. I didn't play as much as I could have played. I didn't love as deeply. I didn't dance as much. I don't want to have anything left in my cells. So how do I measure where I am? If you do this boldness barometer, which you go to motivatingthemasses.com/bold. or you can, that's how you get there directly. And you take this. I also tell you some of the things you could do to play bolder this year. The other thing I recommend you do, if you want to just follow me on Instagram, because I'll be giving you some things in the next few days. I'm going to start a challenge, Lisa to Motivate, Lisa, the number 2, Motivate. I'm just going to walk with you every day and do one bold step, one small bold step a day, one to get your body acclimated to taking action. That's a training.
Yeah. That's great. So we can sort of have like a motivational coloring book on your your Instagram. I see a couple people in the YouTube chat have already gone to Lisa to Motivate and followed. So I already follow you. I just have to pay more attention.
Amen. Amen. Amen, sis. I want to celebrate you for the conversation you bring forth. You are a force to be reckoned with, and for all the things you have to do in the dark of the night to show up as the gladiator, the woman, the unicorn that you do on our behalf and for us for all these years. I celebrate you.
Thank you for that. And I'm looking at my boldness feedback here, and it's very on point as far as what I need to do and, what my next steps. So I would definitely encourage y'all, if you have time, motivatingthemasses.com/bolder. I would do it. It didn't take long. I was able to do it during news, traffic, and sports. But I'm really looking forward to diving a little deeper into what this advice is and really sitting with it. So,
and I'd love to come back. I'd love to be.
Yay.
I'd love to be. We can make this. Let's create some accountability. Make this a safe space accountability. I'm here in LA. I just moved back from the Bahamas, so I'm here. I would love to take care of home first before I go continue to travel the world. So we can make this as consistent as you want.
Yay.
And we can do measurable goals together. I mean, I'm in, sis.
Awesome. Let's definitely should not be another, decade and a half. I mean, I would love, I would love that. And it feels like this might sound really bizarre, but it kind of feels like that whole West Coast love thing that's happening right now, with Kendrick, and everybody's like, what? This is where we're from, and we're going to show some love and respect and sort of solidify our creativity as the West Coast.
Absolutely. This is born and raised here, and it's the place that shaped me so that I can go serve the world. So it's only fitting that I come back home and I love on, take care on, and be with home. So I'm a yes. You determine the question, and I'm a yes.
Okay. Wow. I cannot argue with
How about that?
I love that. And I thank you for that. I'm very grateful. You and your journey, as you've shared it, I mean, you've been on Oprah, you've got 10 books, you've gone all around the world. You're about to go to Dubai and help some people over there. But you seem to stay connected, not just to home, but also to some kind of, I don't want to call it realness, but to yourself, your true self, in terms of what you were talking to us and telling us about ego or she-go, but also to stay connected to a learning journey and a serving journey. It seems like it must be harder than it looks, because a lot of folks struggle with that.
Yeah. I appreciate that acknowledgement, because it's been with great intention that I needed to discover Lisa. It took a long time because I'm a people pleaser. I love making people happy. And I lost myself years ago, and I needed to find Lisa. And when I found her again, I didn't ever want to lose her. And so, number one, I was raised right here in several Baptist churches in LA, and I realized that I'm a servant leader. I get to lead in this way, but I'm a servant leader, and that's who I am. And I don't ever want to do anything other than create the story that allows me in my final days to hear, "Job well done, my child."
I love that.
And so that's where I start from.
Job well done, my child. We're talking with the wildly successful life coach, motivational speaker, and author Lisa Nichols, and we will continue the conversation when we come forward exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
More of First Things First with Dominique DiPrima when we come forward.
The holidays can be a time of increased stress for those struggling with opioid or stimulant addiction. They can also be a time for pause, reflection, opportunity, and new beginnings. This holiday season, choose treatment and recovery, embrace the company of family and friends, and create special moments. Find a proven opioid or stimulant addiction treatment provider near you at choosechangeca.org.
That was another way. I would smoke once an hour. That didn't work either. All that would happen at some point of the day, I would end up doubling up. Other ways that I tried to quit was I stopped buying cigarettes totally. But if I took 3 puffs off of 15 friends, those didn't count because they weren't my cigarettes and they weren't full cigarettes. I went through a lot.
Every attempt is part of your story to quit for good. Visit Kick It California today at kickitca.org.
The smarter way to clean your floors. It's time to make the swap. Swiffer Power Mop.
Introducing the new Swiffer Power Mop, the all-in-one tool that gives you a mop and bucket clean in half the time. The solution's built right in, so no heavy bucket, and the pad has hundreds of scrubbing strips to get deep into grout. Don't mop harder, mop smarter.
Swiffer Power Mop. Swiffer Power Mop.
The conversation continues right now with Dominique DiPrima on First Things First.
Lisa Nichols, we do not want to make you miss your plane. Thank you so much for being with us this morning. I appreciate the time, the energy, and the information. What will you leave us with?
I will leave you with, thank you so much, and let's definitely do this again. I'll leave you with 2 things. Trust yourself again with dreaming big. You are the best investment you've ever made. And number 2, self-care is not selfish. There's always going to be a long line of people to be served by you because you produce results. Make sure in 2025 that you stand at the front of your own line.
I love that so much. Stand at the front of your own line. Well, Lisa Nichols, Godspeed, and I look forward to connecting soon.
Yes, more to come, my friend. Take care.
Absolutely. What a great conversation to start the new, and checking in with those folks in our YouTube chat. Pray for each other. Pray for New Orleans, says Molly Bell. Happy New Year, checking in for 2025. Welcome to the conversation. Morris Brown, Morris Phillips, B. Bell, Molly Bell. A lot of bells in the chat. So I'm encouraged and inspired, and I hope you are too, by the 2 conversations we've had, setting the tone and giving us tools and reminders that we can use to create a path for success, a path for elevation, a path for goal setting that doesn't have the element of beating ourselves up and making ourselves feel less than. And one of the last things that Lisa Nichols said on the way out the door this morning is something that I love so much. She said, put yourself at the front of your own line. Yes, everybody wants and needs your help and assistance and care and resources because you get things done, but put yourself at the front of your own line. I love that so much because if I won't put myself at the front of my own line, who will? Right? If I'm not on my own guest list, if I'm not in my own VIP section, who else owes me that honor and that comfort? No one. So I love that so much. And it reminds me a little bit of my godmother, the late Audre Lorde, in her conversations about self-care. Self-care is not selfish. And so I pray that one of the things we receive from this conversation with with Lisa Nichols, and also the prior conversation with Reverend Shishita is about prioritizing self-care in a way that's not indulgent. It's not consumer-driven. It's about actually being able to give, because as Sahar Ali always says, you can't pour from an empty cup. But this is the time, you know. And the other thing that I took, I mean, there's so many things. I'm actually literally going to go home and take my notes from today's conversation as if I was reading a motivational book, and do them as exercises. And maybe you want to join me, you know, establish a rear view mirror. So I want to actually go home and make a list of what things get no space in 2025. And what I love is that it's not just things like, you know, obsessing about body image or that kind of thing. It's not just things that are imposed by others. Some of them are things that are imposed by ourselves. So mindsets, behaviors, beliefs, but yes, also people. There are some people that we could put in the rear view mirror, either by cutting them off, cutting them out of our lives, or minimizing and finding the appropriate space where they belong and not giving them so much room on our landscape. I'm going to make a list of clear, measurable outcomes that I'm looking for. I have, as I told you at the beginning of the show, 3 lists. And I also have a lot of different journals for different things. This is my, you know, elevation journal. So 3 lists is short-term, mid-range, and long-term goals. So I'm going to go back into that list, and I'm going to use this Lisa Nichols information and energy to look at setting quarterly goals within those 3 lists and making sure I have clear, measurable outcomes, something I can track, but also something realistic. So her example was, don't say I'm going to lose weight, but say I'm going to lose 6 pounds, something very specific. I think that's been my experience. Also, specificity supports goals. Set up a multiple income stream strategy, looking at what we already have and what we already know, but how do we convert that into revenue, big or small, in a picture that is against the backdrop of a 3-year timeline. So not by Wednesday next, but by 2028, that would be 2028. Yeah. And that would mean resetting. I love that she said, this is my re-season, reset, reimagine, repurpose. And to do that, that means killing our she-go, our ego, so that we can continue to learn. And then shift the mindset. We shift our mindset through prayer, through meditation, through reading, through arts and culture, and being very intentional about that. And then I'm going to start researching, you know, where would I want to hitch my caboose, as she said it? Where's that circle of influence, of support, of learning that I need and want, that helps me level up to whatever my next phase or circle is. She says, connect with a high-level mastermind of fellow visionaries who can match your pace while helping you see your blind spots. And Greta Sashida, the Reverend, also said something which really resonated with me, and I hope resonates with you, which is just commit to one thing for the next 24 hours. That's simple. Not necessarily easy, but simple. For the next 24 hours, I'm going to only focus on what I want, not what I don't want. For the next 24 hours, I'm going to avoid sugar, or whatever that is. For the next 24 hours, I'm not going to eat meat. Whatever your goal is, and committing to that, she said, pray for someone you wouldn't normally pray for. Different kinds of assignments that we could give ourselves that are simple, if not easy, that just last for one day. And then we can take a look tomorrow and say, well, if I met that day, do I want to do it again? If I didn't, do I want to try again? And if I did or didn't, do I want to come up with something else for tomorrow? I love that so much, and I'm really grateful to Reverend Greta Sashida and author Lisa Nichols for helping us to find our way forward, to find our next steps under grace and ease, so that we can be intentional. Because I feel like with all of the political landscape, and yes, we will talk about all of those things, that's what we do around here. If we can create our own solid foundation of intention, love, and self-elevation, self-care, then we can weather these storms. We can be more effective in creating resistance, knowledge, consciousness, and elevation for our communities and even our country if we start from that base of putting ourselves at the front of our own line, as she said. I love that so much. Tomorrow is Freedman Friday. I know it kind of feels like a Monday because it's the second day of the year. But tomorrow is Freedman Friday. And CJAC's Chris Lodgson will be joining us so we can get an update on what's going on with the legislation in the new session of the California legislature and what progress we've made. That's our weekly reparations conversation. Also, Sherry Bell, the labor activist and KBLA contributor, will be in the building with me. So that will be a lot of important conversation and a lot of fun. Miles Lowe, thanks for starting out the year with me as well with your information and your goal setting. Tavis Smiley's up next. He has got quite a show on deck for you as usual. And of course, you can tap in on all the social media. We're at KBLA 1580 on every platform. Please like, please follow, please subscribe. Make a resolution to get our app. It's free wherever you get your apps. And I am going to, my quote for today is Lisa Nichols. She says, be kind to your mind. Until next time, one love.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Bree Wood with 4 things you should know from BIN News. The FBI believes 42-year-old American citizen and Army veteran Shamsud Dinjabar wasn't acting alone. And ISIS flag weapons and IEDs were found in his truck. He was killed in a shootout with police in New Orleans, injuring 2 officers. The World Health Organization urges China to share its coronavirus data to help prevent future pandemics. Scientists are divided on COVID's origins, with some suspecting a lab escape. China has not yet responded to the request. Texas advances in the college football playoff after a double overtime win against Arizona State in the Peach Bowl. They secured a 39-31 victory. Texas will play in the Cotton Bowl semifinal on January 10th. And the New York City Public Library celebrates the return of its most overdue book, an Igor Stravinsky autobiography, 72 years after it was checked out. The borrower's son returned it just before Christmas. Get BIN News on demand 24/7 at BINnews.com.
Love your baby's teeth. Before that first tooth, wipe their gums with a washcloth. When those first teeth come in, use a soft toothbrush and just a tidbit of toothpaste, and take them to the dentist by their first birthday. Learn more at loveyourbabysteeth.com. Brought to you by the LA County Department of Public Health.
This is the KBLA Sports Minute with Ray Richardson.
Notre Dame and Georgia will play in the Sugar Bowl today in New Orleans at 1 p.m. Pacific time. The game was postponed for a day after Wednesday's terrorist attack in New Orleans French Quarter killed 15 people and injured more than 2 dozen. The Notre Dame, Georgia winner will play Penn State January 9th in the college football semifinals. Former Ram star Eric Dickerson will hold on to the NFL single-season rushing record for at least another year. Philadelphia running back Saquon Barkley will sit out the Eagles' final regular season game against the New York Giants. Barkley was only 105 yards short of breaking Dickerson's record. UCLA's women's basketball team, number 1 in the nation, remained unbeaten after beating Michigan Wednesday.